Okay, here I am. I don't know if you can see, but Penny is sleeping right behind me. Well, she's sort of sleeping with one eye open. She's very suspicious of me. Hello, hello. It's been a while, but I'm back. So the next thing I'm going to do with this is we're going to go over the HIPAA release, which we all know about HIPAA by now. Every time you go into a doctor's office, you have to sign this HIPAA release. Sorry, goodness. So it's good to have in your little end-of-life documentation a signed HIPAA release. And I will link, well, you can find one. There's one for the state I'm in. New York State has an official form. So all you have to do is Google your state, and they might have a official form for your state. But it's called the Authorization for Release of Health Information Pursuant to HIPAA. And it allows whoever you're caring for, it allows the medical staff, your doctor, hospital, whomever, to release documents about your loved one who's in the hospital, sick, whatever the case may be. If you are signed, if you are designated as the person that can get this information on this form, I'm not putting this very well. I think you kind of know what I'm talking about, though. Like, if your loved one pre-signs this form and says that you are allowed to get their medical history and their medical records, this form allows that to happen so that you are able to know what the heck is going on with your loved ones, medically speaking. So that it's good if you need. So say, for example, I have to take my father and transfer him to another doctor. I can get him to sign this form that allows me to get his records for him. I'll get those records and I can just send them to another doctor. Anyways, it's good to have this form signed just in case. I guess with the healthcare proxy, you should be able to get your loved ones' forms, but also some healthcare proxies I've read don't have the little, there's like a little caveat in there, not caveat, but there's information in there that says that you're allowing the healthcare proxy to have access to your medical records. But some healthcare proxy paperwork, forms, whatever, what have you, don't have that in there. So this is good to have that as a backup, because it's just saying that you're allowed to get your loved ones' healthcare documents and healthcare medical records, all that good stuff. So I will link the New York State one down in the notes. And you don't need a notary for this one, which is great. So you don't need to get it notarized. So just, sign it, figure out who you'd want to have access to your medical records, and you're good to go. No notary needed. And now I want to introduce at least we're going to get more into the fun stuff about end-of-life documents and legacy planning, more of the thoughtful things, which I think everybody's been waiting for. I just want to get the boring stuff sort of out of the way. I know it's not fun, but it's good to have these documents signed and in a safe place and have your loved ones know that they exist, and just get it over with and revisit them once a year, or if something major in your life changes, revisit them. But other than that, you know at least you got the basics covered, and then once you have the basics down, you can be creative. And so this is the point where we can get creative and fun. So here's a nice poem. It might not show up well because I have so many lights, so it's probably all glaring. But I think it's really important to provide, when you are gone, your loved ones are going to want some beautiful words that you loved, that remind them of you and your essence of who you are. And maybe you write your own poetry, and maybe you even write your own books. Those are great. That's an amazing legacy to leave behind for your loved ones to just look back on and read whenever they want to think about you. And there's others of us who aren't so poetic, and we really like song lyrics or passages in books or famous quotes, that really those things are infused into us, and that we just adore and speak to us for whatever reason. And so I have a few that I really love, a few poems. One's by John Updike. It's called Perfection Wasted, and I love this poem. So it's something that if something were to happen to me, I would actually want this probably said at my memorial service. This is something I would want somebody to stand up and read because I love it so much. So I also am a huge fan of Hunter Thompson, the writer, and his quotes. I love all of his quotes, but I just did kind of a synopsis of my favorite quotes of his that kind of summarize his idea of the meaning of life. And I just love all of these great quotes. It never got weird enough for me. When the going gets weird, the weird turn pro. This one I love. So life should not be a journey to the grave with the intention of arriving safely in a pretty and well-lit, preserved body. Well-lit? No, in a pretty and well-preserved body, but rather to skid in broadside in a cloud of smoke, thoroughly used up, totally worn out, and loudly proclaiming, "Wow, what a ride." So yeah, I just have these quotes that I just adore, and they really sum up also kind of how I think of life. So I would want this kind of as a gift to my family, just to look back on and realize, oh, Jamie was, a little crazy. So as time goes on, I'm going to keep going. There are a couple more poems that I definitely want to include in this. And I'm just going to put it in with all of my end of life documents. I'm going to start sort of infusing the boring end of life stuff, like the power of attorney and HIPAA. all those documents, I'm going to also infuse in there some creativity. So I want you to think about, what words of yours or somebody else's, it could be a band or, some lyrics you love, a poet, something from a TV show or a movie, just anything that you think you'd want said about you at a funeral, or you just want your loved ones to remember you by. Do it, print it out or write it out, whatever you want to do. It's your legacy. And speaking of, I made this. This is kind of my prototype. It's what I'm going to start using. I'm going to put a 3-ring binder in here, just the rings. But it's got folders, and I'm going to start sort of, I guess, creating these and selling these online at some point. So in them, it's going to have sheet protectors. It's going to have all your essential paperwork, healthcare proxy, power of attorney, living will information, the 5 wishes that we've gone over. And then it's going to have some creative prompts, like put in your favorite words, song lyrics, things like that. Write your own obituary, which is going to be coming next. And also coming next is a template for you to save all your different passwords. That's the most difficult and annoying thing I found about all of this, is especially when dealing with my dad's issues and trying to take over some of the financial, like figuring out when somebody's in the hospital, you still have to pay their bills, or figure out what bills they have, because you don't want anything to happen, like to miss important bills, like his oxygen bill. Like, what if I didn't pay that? So many questions. But so to have all of that listed out would have been so amazing. So, like, what are your passwords for, all your different bank accounts and your email accounts, and what, debts do you have, and what are your passwords for those, and like the bills that you pay on a regular basis. So that is coming, just to sort of organize all that information so that if one day something happens to you, God forbid, I hope nothing happens to you, but if something happens, your loved ones can easily go, okay, that is the person, your email, that's the bank account. Okay, everything is easily there. So that's happening. It's just been a drag, because I'm doing that on myself, and just having to go through and figure out all my account numbers and passwords and all that stuff is just the last thing you want to do, but it's the most important thing I found, because if that person isn't awake to tell you all of that information, how the heck are you gonna get it? So that's what I found, is like, that's my biggest sticking point, was getting all that information into one place. And it is a drag, but it's so important. So that's going to be coming probably next. Maybe write your own obituaries coming next. But just in the meantime, enjoy life. Think about your favorite words. Think about the words that inspire you. Write them down. If your handwriting is horrible like mine, type them out and just put them in your binder. And yeah. All right, I think I'm done driving you crazy. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I want to thank I've been getting some really positive feedback in the comments. And that just keeps me going. It makes me feel like people are listening and that I'm not just doing this to an audience of none. All right. You take care. I'll take care. And I'll see you soon. All right. Bye.